Hey guys, welcome to Outspoken, the series where I interview each race a different rider. This week I'm with a special one, a ginger new guy coming from Canada, Iles.
Hi.
Hello
I'm
Finn.
Finn.
Congrats on the podium,
Thank you.
first of all. How do you feel about that?
Pretty good. I didn't expect it in Fort William at all.
Why?
Fort William's a little bit difficult because it's like really long, and I feel like you need more experience on that track because Greg shows he's won, 7 times there? And it's like he's the oldest rider on the circuit right now. So just I feel like it takes a lot of experience to do really well there. So getting a podium there means a lot.
But what about Amaury winning last year and he was only 22?
I mean, I'm only 19.
Yeah, but it shows also
Yeah.
without that much
I
experience.
mean, yeah, it's true. It's I just didn't expect it in my second year. I mean, like on tracks like Val di Sole and stuff, I feel like that's my strength because at home I ride stuff that's like that all the time. But Fort William is something quite foreign. So coming into that, I was like, ooh, I really like it here, but I don't know if I'm going to be super fast. And then after time training, I was like, okay, this is going well. And then the big crash on Saturday, I didn't even want to ride qualifying because my hands hurt. And then I was like, I should do it. Took some painkillers, went 7th, and then I was like, as long as I'm feeling good tomorrow morning, I should have a good race. And then 4th, my best ever result. It was exciting.
Yeah, man. When I saw you ride, actually on the big screen, I was like, for one of the first time, I was like proud of the way you were riding, because you were not pushing too hard. You know, you were just hitting the thing at the right time, just not overdoing anything. Like whoa, and then it was solid, efficient, bam, 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 bam. And then pretty impressive. Like you took Greg Mina off the hot seat, so it was like.
Yeah.
I was like, is the little Q's gonna win today? I was like,
I had this in my mind because Laurent came up to me in the morning. He's like, it's really important today to get points for the overall. He said, this is really important. I don't want you to try and win. Just go for a top 10. And that'll be good for overall points. And then I came in the gate. I was like, okay, here we go. And then I rode like really hard where I needed to, like full gas where I really needed to, and then I just toned it back a bit where I thought it would be smarter to tone it back. And when I got to the finish line, I came into the sprint and I had like no energy. My body was just fucked because after the crash, it takes so much out of you. When I got there, I was like, I had nothing. So I was just like, don't lose too much time here, just pedaling as hard as I could. And then I got to the finish line. I was super happy because I had a good run. I saw I came over the Scotland jump and I saw all green. I was like,
from all the way up, you were looking.
Well, I always look from there. I came over and I looked and it was green. I was like, and then and it was Greg. And I came across and I saw and I was like, oh my God. Like I just beat Greg Menard in Fort William.
Yeah, for sure.
It was pretty crazy. It sucked because I kicked you off.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to both be on the hot seat.
That's true. I was like, fuck this, man.
But it was funny at the top because TJ, the guy from Mullins, and Jack were up there after you dropped in. And TJ comes out around the corner. There's like 4 riders there. He's like, Jack, we're all good. Loic's ahead by 3 seconds or 2 seconds or something in front of everybody. And I was like, thanks, TJ. Like, cool, man. Yeah.
Just announcing, you know.
Yeah.
But coming back to Laurent, he's your team manager since you're pretty much like me, your first team, everything.
Yeah.
What was your first impression when you landed in Lapierre Gravity at the time? Of the team, of the riders, staff, like what did you think about?
Wow, this is really French.
What?
Everybody's French. Kevin, Jack, Loic, Loris, Laurent, 5 people. I was 15, right? 16 maybe. Yeah. And everyone else was French. And it was like, I came to dinner, like it was like kind of cool because you guys spoke English sometimes, but a lot of times I was just like at dinner and I would just be eating and everyone's speaking French and I'm like this is like cool, like I'm here and I'm like, but everyone's speaking French and I don't speak French. And I was like, I'm gonna learn French. And then as time went on, when we got along better and Loris and I got along better and Kevin and I had a better relationship, you guys just started speaking English to me. So I was like, oh, I don't need to learn French. So I still don't know French after 5 years, but my first impressions of the team was that everything was really well done. It felt like the whole team was super well organized and you guys were like really professional because I got to New Zealand and even though it wasn't like the whole setup with the truck or anything because we're in New Zealand, like we had good accommodation, the bikes were built Kevin built my bike right away. We went riding the second day, and Kevin was like, I could see the process already that you guys were doing was super efficient.
I think it's good because you quickly straight away landed in one of the best.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
the best team.
Laurent has been there, like following you closely and stuff. So.
Absolutely.
But at the beginning, you were crashing a lot, and you still crash a little bit, but you were getting injured a lot.
Yeah.
And now you're not so bad at not getting injured, at staying healthy.
Yeah, I think.
So how? Like what changed in your mind?
I think when I first came into the team, it's actually honestly almost the same thing that happened last year. I was just like trying to impress you guys. I was like, I'm only 16, I'm not even racing World Cups, and these guys are probably like, why the hell is this little kid here? Because I was a bit of a dickhead, obviously, because I was like 15. I was like really excited. I was like, oh my God, Loic Bruni. And then I would just try and ride as fast as I could 100% of the time. And because I was like so small, like I still was like, I don't know, I was like 65 kilos, like 20 kilos less than I am now. Every time I'd crash, it'd just be like a tomahawk, and I have no muscle to protect myself. So my body would just get fucked up. Am I allowed to swear? Yeah. My body would just get fucked up. So now I don't crash as much, but I crash probably a little bit more violently because I'm obviously going faster. But because I'm training and stuff, my body's getting tougher and like I have more muscle to protect me. I've also gotten better at crashing. I can like tuck and roll, and my body has grown into my head. So when I was younger, I was really small, but my head was the exact same size as it is now. And I'd go over the bars and I would just turn into a lawn dart, and I just like, it was like a tractor beam to my head to the ground.
I remember. You always hit your head like
every
first.
time. But I've been pretty lucky. Like I haven't really had any concussions. I've had 1 or 2 from BMX and hockey.
It's that video of Windham when you just like, you remember?
But I didn't even get a concussion from that. I was just like kind of cooked.
But it was still pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know.
But still, when you were young, you just won. When you get into the team, you just won the whip off in Whistler when you was like, you were not allowed to do it and stuff, and you still competed and won.
Yeah.
And you're from Canada.
Yeah.
So whip off, Canada. It's like this guy is predestined to be a free rider.
Yeah.
Why did you like go into racing and not free ride?
I've kind of always been a racer, no matter what I've done. I've never really done anything that's a judged sport. So when I was a kid, the sports that I did were like downhill ski racing, cross-country ski racing. I played hockey, I played soccer, and I mountain biked. And everything there is like, if you score, you score. Or if you win, you win. There's no judging. It's like, wow, the judges really screwed up there. It's like the timing timing doesn't screw up.
Is that pretty much
I think
the
it's
reason?
something, I think it's kind of like my dad kind of put me in sports that were more racing, and I'm just super competitive by nature, and I never really wanted to do tricks or anything like that. I just always wanted to go really fast. And
have you always been that competitive, like wanting to beat everyone at everything you do?
Yeah.
How? Like how do you have this intensity all the time? Like,
I don't know. I've actually mellowed out a little bit because I've like controlled it. I've like been able to control it a bit more, because when I was younger, it was like, if I think I'm better than you at something, like I'm gonna let you know it. Like I'm gonna like try and beat you in it, and then like I'm gonna talk like I'm better. I was like definitely a bit like arrogant and like cocky, but like as I got older, I'm like I realized like that's not cool. Like nobody likes you. Like just because you tell them something, it's not sick. Like I've learned to be more like toned back with my competitiveness. Like I can be really competitive if I want to, but I've just toned it back because it always leads to like, if I really get competitive, it'll lead to an argument. Like in my first year in junior, second year in junior, we were fighting all the time.
Yeah.
Because every time you'd say anything, I'd be like, yeah, right, I could do that better than you or whatever.
I remember.
Like,
I was like, what the fuck is this guy about?
Yeah.
You would just, everything, you would just like, it's easy, I can do it. And even when I was like judging, like, I was like, how? And then having a girlfriend, you just, I don't know, it made you way more mature on that point. Because maybe you realize that you cannot, or she calmed you down. She maybe helped that.
I think it's more because I actually had to have like it was more like not just like the boys, it was more like having a relationship with a person. Maybe that's what it was.
I
feel like like before that I was kind of learning, and then like that changed it a bit. Because it was like, I think it was maybe when I crashed at Worlds, in 2016, 2017.
When you
in
crashed
junior.
in Australia.
Yeah. I think that was kind of the start. Because after that, I was like, shit, like, this sucks. Like, I definitely, like, if you're, like, telling people that you're better than them all the time, I wasn't, like, telling them, but, like, I would just get competitive with everything. Like, it sucks.
So you're saying you needed a good slap in your face.
Yeah. And I think
And
that
you
was
got
it. And since then, it's like, I don't know. I'm still really competitive in the sports that I need to be competitive, but if it's like something stupid, like
Actually, I remember because Miranda won the world champs. I won the world champs, and then you could have win because you were like you won the overall and stuff.
yeah, I won. And Kevin and I did timing in the morning, and I did a time that was like I can't remember. It might have been like 4 or 5 seconds faster than the winning time in practice. I did it in the morning, and Kevin told me the time of the winner at the top, and I was like, I got this in the bag. But it's like racing is different. Like you can't just like riding and doing like a full lap is so much different than racing. So it's like as soon as I dropped in, I was just like, I was rushing, and I crashed, and I didn't show up. And then you guys both won. And I was like,
but I remember
it was my race to
I
lose.
never saw you like that.
Because
like,
I won.
mad.
Like I went from Fort William to Worlds without losing a race, and my confidence was like through the roof. Like I was like, I can't lose. Like there's no way. And then I crashed and I lost. And then Miranda won, and I was like, oh my God, this is sick. And I was like, fuck, we could have 2 wins today. And then you won, and I was like, we could have all 3 wins, and I'm the person that didn't show up. And like all year, I felt like there was 2 races where both you and Miranda were injured, and I was the only one racing. And I was like, this was like, it was like one of those times where I was like, this is our time to do it. And then I fucked it up. And after that, I was just like a month, it was just like so sad.
Yeah, I remember. It was kind of, even though I remember that second year was like we were fighting a lot on that competitiveness. It was like heartbreaking to see like this because even though in the back of my mind I was like, this is gonna be good for him. Like it's shit because he doesn't bring home a title, but it's gonna be a good thing for the future.
Yeah,
and it
absolutely.
was. And actually, Matt Walker won that one.
Yeah.
And you, for the 2 years in junior, you had such a good battle.
Super good battle with Matt.
And now it's still
super good. He's 6 in the overall, and I'm 7 right now.
Yeah, like you guys,
really cool.
You guys are still following each other and fighting each other. How is that rivalry going?
Yeah, honestly, it's pretty cool because in the first year of junior, I think Matt had a bit of bad luck with like injuries and stuff. And then in the second year, he had more bad luck. Like first race, he won qualifying, and then in the finals, he flatted. And then Fort William, he won, and I got second, and he absolutely blew me out like 5 seconds. So I was like, oh shit, okay, this is for real. And then it was like the rest of the season I thought was gonna be like really close. And then in Leo Gang I won, and then I can't remember what the next race was, but I know he definitely hit his head and he missed a race. Like Lenzerheide, he missed a race. Andorra, I had like the best run of my life, and I won that one. And then it was just like back and forth, and it was like pretty cool to have. And then at Worlds, I won in the first year, and in the second year, I was like, this will be a good battle, but I feel really confident because I just won Val de Sol the week before, and I was like on a high. And he beat me there, so it was like a real rivalry because it was like I won the overall, and he won.
It was
for sure. And then coming into junior last year, I crashed at the first race, and then in Fort William, he got 7th, and I was like, shit. Like, I need to do better than that. And then in Val de Sol, I got 8th. And then I told him after the race, he's like, oh, good job today, like, whatever, like really friendly and stuff. And I'm like, man, it's not as good as that 7th you got in Fort William. And I was like, but I'm coming for it. And then the very next week, I got 5th. And I was like, it was pretty funny, yeah.
I think he was pretty good also in Andorra.
Yeah, I think he was like 12th in Andorra, and then at Worlds he was 10th. So he like beat me at Worlds, and then this year again he got his first podium 5th, and then the week after or the next race I got 4th. So it's like we're really back and forth, and it's cool because somebody that you come up through junior with and you're super competitive with also does well in elites. It shows that like we had a strong junior year, and we're only our second year in elite, and we're both in the top 10 overall.
And what do you think? What do you have to say about the rivalry with me now? Like, cause we both in elite, you come to a rank when you're like able to win and able to be on the podium every weekend. Yeah. And I'm the same, and we're on the same team and stuff, and we're both competitive. We both want to beat each other.
For sure.
So what? Like, it's hard. It's hard because
I
you know.
absolutely want to beat you.
I know.
To be like, to put it simply, of course I want to beat you. Like, obviously I want to beat you. I'm not racing if I'm not trying to win, and that means beating everybody. But like, I want it to be like, I don't think I'm quite there yet where it's like I could be like if you have your really good a really good run, I have a really good run. I feel like there's a bit there, but I feel like as the year goes on, I could get closer because I'll just get more experience racing on these tracks and just becoming more consistent. But I think it's good for both of us, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
of course,
as I said,
I feel good about it too because you push me to be
yeah,
better.
absolutely. That's what I was gonna say. I push you to go faster, and you going faster is just gonna push me to go faster, and then we're gonna be, I hope 1 and 2. It's a dream.
That might happen. It's possible. But
yeah.
I was gonna ask, like, how do you, like, sometimes I feel like you observe me a lot and you, like, I'm gonna eat fruit in the morning and be like, okay, eat fruit. Like stuff like this, like little things in life, everyday life. Like, how do you, how do I inspire you? Do I inspire you? Do I not? And how would you want to beat me if you do exactly the same? Is there some point when you do things different?
It's kind of like monkey see, monkey do, I guess. But I don't do that all the time. I used to do it a lot more when I was younger. But I mean, you've won Worlds 3 times, and you obviously know what you're doing. So like, I'll definitely try and learn from you, just watching things that you do, because I like to watch things that people do. But I definitely do things that are my own thing. I obviously can't do everything like you, but I feel like I can do small things. But then when it comes down to racing, it's different than, like, everything doesn't matter once you get on the bike.
Okay.
Because people say that I'm starting to ride like you, and I'm at one point I was, but now I'm not. I'm like, why would I try and change my style when I know that my style is fast? And it's
but that was this year. Like, people told you that.
I know, but this year I haven't tried to be like, I'm gonna ride like Loic or whatever. It was more like in junior, and like.
But then how do you explain that in junior you were not looking as much like me, and now you're more?
I think it's because I'm getting stronger. Like, okay. You're quite strong and like quite broad shouldered, so you ride the bike like really strong like this. And I feel like because we have the same bike and we ride similar setups because we weigh the same. We don't ride similar setups, but there's not too many differences. We're gonna ride or look a little bit similar. The kit's the same, the helmet's the same. Like, people are gonna be like, you guys look similar, but there's still differences. I have better scrubs, better whips, more style, but you can be faster and look better when you're actually riding than I do, but it's
See, like, that's the moment where I want to take my hand and slap you around.
Well, it's gonna be boring if I don't add any of that in here,
I'll fucking slap this kid in the face, but let's keep going. Let's be professional.
He's calling me competitive. I said one bad thing, and look at him. He's going off the deep end. Well, I want to go back to the rivalry thing.
Yeah.
I think because of like me losing like Worlds back when I was in junior, and like there was a few times where I won and you had like a bad race, and I'd be like really excited, and you'd be like, I had a shit day, like, don't be so excited in my face, and then I didn't really understand that. I was like, whoa, like, whatever. And then like I had a shit day and you guys were celebrating, and all I wanted to do was just go home and just like cry. I was like, fuck this. This is so annoying.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like now it's at the point where if like we have a really good rivalry and I beat you or you beat me, it's like there's not gonna be like, ha ha ha, fuck you. Like, I just punked you or whatever. I just like beat your ass on the course. It's not gonna be like that, because then it just like makes the.
But it's
the
never
vibe.
been like that.
No, but it would.
Like, I've never been like, hey Finn, I smoked you today. Like,
Yeah, you have.
No.
Many times.
Yeah, but in juniors maybe because you were like, yeah, do 7th overall, it's scratched and it was dry or whatever. I'd be like, still smoky, man. But
but what about that one time I won a World Cup in junior?
Yeah, of course. It was fucking dusty and we had rain, so let's not talk about it. It was where?
Yeah, I know.
In Montserrat, no?
Yeah.
Anyway, we were gonna talk about what Mono said a little bit.
Yeah.
Why? I actually had a little bit of questions. You're going to uni in winter.
Yeah.
But you are one of the youngest, well-paid, the most paid, let's say, athletes, I would say,
Yeah.
I don't really know the numbers of you over the others, but I can imagine.
Yeah.
You're 19, and since junior, you're really doing really good medias,
Yeah.
results, like a lot of things. Like, why do you still go to uni?
There's a few reasons. I didn't really want to go when I was in like grade 12, and then my mom's like, you should probably go. And then I sort of like warmed up to the idea, and I was like, yeah, I should definitely go to university, just because in this sport, there's a very high chance of, not a high chance, but there's chance of catastrophic injury. Like, I could do something to myself, I could crash and be like, you can't race bikes again, because if you crash again and do something like this, you'll like not walk, or you'll not be able to use your hands or whatever. Like, there's obviously that chance in this sport. So to have something like school to fall back on, because I'll be educated and I'll be able to get a good job through that. And then there's the fact that in the off season, if I just go home after racing and I just go home, like, what do I do?
I don't know. You rest for a while. You enjoy your friends, family, and then you.
But
start
none of my friends are home. All my friends are at university.
Okay.
So it's just me at home with like my family, and I like go skiing, go biking. I do a lot of stuff by myself. So I feel like going to school, I'm doing stuff with my mind. I'm not just like doing stuff with my body, because I feel like if my mind's not active, then I don't really like how I feel. Because I did a full year off of school, and I just felt myself getting a little bit stupider, to be honest, because you're not using your mind.
I can feel that. I saw that.
Okay, yeah. So going to school allows me to use my mind, and I feel like I'm actually getting an education, and I'm doing something else other than what my sport is, and I feel like that's good for me as a person. I'll be more rounded. And
that was a bit more like why I went to uni, because your head just does something and that takes it away from racing, and then you're like, okay, today I'm doing something different.
Yeah.
And then it's fresh. When you go training, you actually want to go train more.
For sure.
And it's more intense.
And it makes you realize like how lucky we are to do what we do. Because like going to school is hard, and it kind of
sucks.
It doesn't suck, but it's like
kind of.
Because if you do that and then go work a job all summer long just to go do that again, like what we do is pretty exceptional.
Yeah.
To be honest.
No, for real.
So, and then honestly, I quite like learning new things. So that's a part of it as well. And I don't actually also, when I'm done riding, I don't want to just do nothing.
Yeah, but you never do nothing.
Yeah, but like, do something.
Yeah, but maybe you won't do something related to biking.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I'm so sweaty, my God.
Yeah, me too, it's so hot. You so I was saying you were pretty media oriented. You love to do videos and stuff. The vlog thing, how do you live with it? Is it a part of your life all the time, or is it just something you do on the side?
Tell me. It's kind of just like, it's just.
How did you integrate it to be, because it's pretty present in your life?
Yeah, absolutely. You're kind of always on camera. But honestly, Thomas and I have gotten, last year with Mac, Mac would come to some of the races, and he wouldn't come to some of the races, and we just go do stuff at home. It's like you go do something, you just bring a camera, like everyday life, and film it. And then you talk about it to a camera. It's like, it's not as difficult as people would think. And honestly, all I have to do is show up, be on camera, do something like kind of cool, and then talk about it. And then Thomas this year and Mac last year are the guys that would film and edit it. And I feel like that job in itself is harder than whatever I do for the vlog. I mean, when it comes to racing, that's different. But if we're just doing like an at-home vlog, all the editing time that Thomas does is quite a bit. So it's pretty tough for them. I just find that whenever I do anything that is kind of worth filming or really cool, Thomas will be like, we have to film it. I'll be like, really? And then we'll film it, and he'll make it look really cool.
Yeah, for real. So when you actually were winning stuff in juniors and stuff, you were battling with Matt, and it was pretty much only you and him. And when you jump into elite, the field, like the big boys, what did you think about it? Like, is it that hard? Is it not so hard? Is it a lot different than juniors?
I thought it was not going to be that hard, because when I first came into junior, I did well right away. And then I came into men's, and I was like, I'm going to be the guy that absolutely kills it out of junior. this, that, and the other thing, but it's a completely different game. Like, I'm racing people like you and Benar and Amari and Loris and so many different people like Gwen and Troy or whatever. And it's not just racing kids that are your own age, because in junior you're racing 17, 18-year-olds, or 17 and 18-year-olds, and it's 2 years. So you're not racing anybody that has crazy experience on the World Cup. So like sometimes you'll get a win, and like it's because somebody crashes because they don't have so much experience in racing, and there's not as many fast people. So if that one really fast person has like the one really fast person that you're racing against has a crash and you have a good run, there's a high chance that you're going to win. But when you come into the men's race, I was like, it's not like that. There's 15, 20 guys that are all capable of beating me on this day. I have to go as fast as I possibly can to win, and I'm going to win. And that was my attitude coming in. So I went into it and I would like try and win. Like the first 3 races, I just tried to win. I was like, I'll win. Not like that, but like, let's just say that was my attitude. And I crashed 2 of those 3 races.
Yeah.
Once in the first corner here, and then in Croatia over the bars and the rocks or whatever. And I think you actually have to slow yourself down to go faster. You have to focus more, for me anyways, focus more on my riding and just being smart with my entire weekend and not wasting so much energy being like, doing stupid stuff in training or talking to like photographers or whatever too much, and just being concentrated and talking to Kevin and actually having a real race strategy instead of just being like, I'm fast, I can do well.
Yeah.
There's so much more that goes into that, and you need more race experience to figure that out. It takes more than a year, obviously, but there's still a few things that I need to learn. It's obviously why I watch you do things, because you've been doing it, 6 years? And you're obviously really fast, so it's like cool things that I can learn off of you, but it's getting to the point where I'm starting to figure out my own way and like my own way to do things with Kevin, and it's pretty cool.
Ben, did you say you wanted?
Yeah, I've got 2 questions.
Okay.
So you're interviewing me, but I got 2 questions for you. What were your expectations for me coming out of junior?
Well, it's hard to have expectations for you. Like I would have images of you or maybe goals for you, but I didn't expect anything from you, you know. But I think coming out of junior, you had a really kind of mellow winter because we're not changing bikes. Everything was kind of the same, the structure, you know. And you had 2 good years in junior, so you knew you were on pace for the rest. And so I was like, you can do podium, but I knew you were going to try to win. And that will not work that easily, you know, because I've been there before. I've been struggling a lot before.
For sure.
And it's not easy even to do a podium the first year. It's pretty hard.
It's hard now, man.
Yeah. It's even for me now, I've been 6 years or 7 in elite, and I'm still struggling to be on a podium.
Yeah.
But it's coming from a junior to this. I thought your head has always been super strong, like impressively, like whoa, like in your bubble, super focused. I will talk to you before your race run or whatever. You will not even hear me, you know, stuff like this. I was like, okay, this guy is focused, you know. Like for a young fella, you're impressive. So I didn't have so much. I was not scared or whatever because I knew you were gonna succeed at one point.
Yeah.
But I didn't want you to beat me the first year, and you did in Val Nord, in Andorra.
I did, yeah.
Like you did maybe a few times, but in Andorra I was actually
was
riding.
like head to head, yeah. But you had the crash and you had stitches in your
Yeah,
head.
but still I was able to ride, and then I raced, and then I was satisfied. I was 8th, and then you were 5th. I was like, fuck, and that was.
And then you won the next race.
No. Yeah.
See what I mean? It's good.
Yeah, and then I was like, fuck.
And
it's like that. Like it's that easy to be beaten by Finn. Like is that good now? So I was a little bit trying to regroup, and not only because of you, because I was not satisfied with 8.
No, absolutely.
You know? But yeah, it was. I think, like you say, it's good to have that little rivalry because you take me. Like we bring each other some extra bonus and focus on training and whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. I have another question. I just gotta word it right. I know what I want to ask. I'm ready.
I feel like it's gonna be a tough question.
I'm trying to make it as hard as possible, but I shouldn't. How do you? This one was not too hard. How do you focus yourself so much for Worlds, and what is it like coming into the next season knowing you have that jersey on you and everyone's like, I'm gonna take that?
I don't know why I focus so much on Worlds.
Because it's like
It's something like, I think it's because also I have this mental all the time at the end of the season. I have this nostalgia in me that feels that the time has been flying way too quick, and oh fuck, it's almost over. Let's do it right, the last one. So I'm at the last race. I'm a little bit sad that everyone's going home. I'm not gonna see half of the people there for a while, and I'm like, okay, this is actually the last time I can prove what I can do.
Yeah.
And sometimes this is, I feel, why I do well,
for sure.
because I will put more heart in it. But when I start the season with the rainbow jersey on, I don't really think about you or Green, whatever, right there hunting me for that jersey. I'm like, I have it. It doesn't really matter who's gonna take it. It's not. I will worry about this in Mont-Saint-Anne this year at World Champs. But when I ride the World Cups, I'm more into like the moment than why I have it and who wants to take it.
Yeah, fair enough. I thought I had like a little bit of an idea, because you wear like your heart on your sleeve, which means like you're very vocal about everything, like especially like maybe 2 years ago or last year, like about like the whole wheel size thing, and then like you're really outspoken about different things, obviously outspoken. You like, I can feel how you are like as a person just by looking at you. Like I know, like some days I'll like come to the pit and I just like, looks fucking choked. Don't want to deal with this. Don't talk to you for a while. And it's like you wear like your emotions on your sleeve, and I feel like that's quite tiring maybe throughout the World Cup season, so it's hard to like be always like focused. And then at Worlds you're like, fuck all of that. I'm going to go ride as fast as I can, and then you win. That's what I thought.
Okay. So it's good that I'm able to switch.
Yeah.
But I know I'm someone pretty, like if I don't really want to talk to you, you will feel it.
Yeah,
or
no,
if
absolutely.
I'm not happy, you will feel it also.
Yeah.
But I didn't, like Jack told me after for William, he was like, you're too nice with people.
No, for sure, man.
And so, like not I'm too nice with the fans and stuff, but it's like you have to, even to your competitor, you have to be more bitch, because sometimes you give your hand to the people and then they will hit half of your arm.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, but it's the way I am, and it's like, yeah, but you have to protect yourself from that, because people will always hit on you and you don't really feel it, and then but you don't take anything from them, but they take things. So sometimes I think I need to protect a little bit myself from that.
Yeah,
like be a bit more hard to read.
We talked about that in New Zealand.
Yeah,
a little
but
bit about like something that I would do is like, if I had a line that was like a second and a half faster, I thought about that. I probably wouldn't, like, I'd maybe tell you. I would really think about before I told you.
But now that Jack told me that, and Renault, like team people, maybe I'm gonna be a bit different.
It makes sense, because
like I have to change my strategy, because
it's racing. Like you're trying to beat everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as like our sport's super friendly and everybody gets along with each other, it's still racing, and you're still like, for me, it's like, I'm gonna be your friend, but we're racing, and I'm trying to beat you.
Yeah. But that's why sometimes I don't really see the difference between being teammates, friends, and I still have to beat you. I'm like, I don't think about the fact that you are gonna try your hardest to beat me until you beat me. I'm gonna fuck.
Yeah.
And then I'm a little bit like floating around.
Yeah.
But like from now on, I think I'm gonna try to be not just with you, just with people.
Everybody.
I'm like, sometimes I'm on the track and Amaury is there, and I'm like, yo, Amaury, I just tried this line. It was so good, just because he's my friend.
Really?
And then he's gonna be like, where? And then we just talk about it. And then a few minutes after, I'm like, what the fuck did I just do? I just gave him a good line.
Shit.
And he's gonna do well, And I want him to succeed, like I want my friends to succeed.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, I want to be in front of them, like you say.
Yeah, it's like a difference. It's like, it's not like you're being like like fake towards somebody because you're still like their friend and you care about them, and like obviously like anything other than racing, I would fucking help you for anything. But if it's like a line that can allow me to win and you get second, I'm not gonna. I won't tell you because I'm.
But
trying
now
to
I'm more aware of that.
Yeah, no, for
And
sure.
I don't
Because
want-
when we talked about that in New Zealand, and you said that you would probably tell somebody about that line, I was like, okay.
But I don't. I might change a little bit, but I don't want to play a role. I don't want to play someone I'm not.
Yeah, no, for
You
sure,
know?
for sure.
So like you maybe have it more inside of you, and I don't. But I need to protect a little bit myself from that. But I still don't want to be like, okay, today I'm gonna be a bitch to everyone.
No,
And
that's
be
what I mean.
someone
It's
I'm
like
not,
it's a thing that you have to be
But
conscious
I think
about.
that's where I'm lucky to have Jacko, because it's more like that. So Jacko to Kevin or to other mechanics is gonna be more protective.
It's funny because Kevin's more like you, and he's just so
Yeah.
open for everybody, and then Jack's a little bit more conserved.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah,
it's
that's
a good.
actually-
It's like a good thing because you're
Yeah.
more open and Jack's more conserved, and then I'm more conserved, and Kevin's
Yeah.
an open book.
Like if you had Jacko, maybe you will be two dickheads, impossible to
For
talk to
sure.
you during the race. And with Kevin, we will just be 20th each race, but so nice to each other
Yeah.
and to people. Like, so maybe it's good. Like we both have a balance.
Yeah.
But for sure, I need to change something.
I think that's like the typical French person. Like people would be like, "Oh, French people are like dickheads or whatever." Like, you know, and everyone's like, "You're the good Frenchman." I've heard that so many times from people. Like I never really experienced it myself, being like people like being like, "Oh, that person's French, what a dick." But like people are like, "Oh, Loic's like a Frenchman, but he's not really a Frenchman." I think that's why, because you're so friendly to everybody, like outwardly, and like maybe the more typical French person would be more conservative and be like, "I'm gonna keep my secrets, but I'll also be your friend a little bit."
Yeah, that's also why the old Frenchies were hated, because Nico had a lot of technology, new things that no one else had.
Yeah.
And he was like, you don't even look at it. You don't know what's inside, and you will never know. And people were getting mad because they couldn't figure it out. And he was just protecting himself so well that he was able to last.
Yeah.
And people were just jealous of that because they couldn't know
Yeah.
what he was doing. So maybe that's also why the reputation comes from that. I don't know.
Could be.
But
If you're winning, people are often going to hate you if you're doing well.
yeah, if you do too well.
Like
Like
10 world championships, like
Yeah.
fuck that guy.
Yeah, but it's like Schurter. Now that when he's not winning, we're like, yeah, someone else won because it's too easy. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
Like,
Like-
I never followed cross country until like 2 years ago, probably. So
Yeah, like
I'm
yeah.
not too invested.
Like when Gwyn wins, like now not anymore so much, but when he was smoking us, and someone else would beat him, I would be like, cool, someone else won. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
guess it's like that. It's like if somebody wins too much, you're like, oh, somebody needs to beat that guy,
Yeah.
and then somebody beats him, you're like, nice. But like
Like it
I-
gets boring too. You're like,
I feel like, yeah, I guess, yeah, fair enough. Fuck.
okay, cheers, Finn.
Thank you, Luck.
I'm beating you this weekend. Be ready. Be ready. Be ready. Be ready.
Don't expect anything like that.
That was a good chat.